I think their code 0 wants to come out already.
It's nice weather today. Better than I thought it would be. And what a difference to last night.
Well, the winds are coming in from our side now. How good of a climber are you, honey? Good morning.
Morning. Well, it's not morning anymore.
It's morning.
It isn't. It's midday.
10 to 12.
It's midday.
Still morning. When you're out this far in places like Björkskär and Stora Nessa and Lilla Nessa, like really far out into the archipelago, the clouds seem to stop at the shore level. It happens in a lot of countries, I think.
Yeah.
Where, you know, out here it's bright sunshine, and then in there it's just cloud. It happened all day yesterday as well. Not wanting to leave this place at the moment. We need to make our way back in. The boat is chartered out in from tomorrow late afternoon, so we've got today and then we've got tomorrow morning to get back in, and from here it would roughly be about a 10-hour sail, so we'll split that up into 2. Just found another sauna location. Can't see any booking form here though, but that's all we seem to do on this channel is sail to islands and find you saunas now. Just over the water actually there's a little story about a sauna competition where a Russian and a Finn were competing to stay in the sauna the longest, and the Finn got out, and I think the Russian stayed in and actually boiled himself and died. That's how serious saunaing is up in the north here. Tanya unfortunately just fell down the hill and got stung by a load of stinging nettles. Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, God, it hurts.
Oh, that is a lot of...
my arm is long.
Show me your leg.
I've never seen stinging nettles actually be that.
Jesus Christ, honey. I think it's leprosy, honey. We're gonna have to amputate. When I was younger, we used to rub dock leaves on stinging nettle stings, but I can't find any dock leaves here in Sweden for some reason.
I don't know what dock leaves is.
No.
If I only knew the Danish word, maybe I knew what it was and I could find some.
But usually I remember they're always growing next to stinging nettles. Just walking around to the other side now, to the harbour that we've been in before with the little boat, but with the big boat we're just a little too deep to get into. That's the disadvantage with having a big boat and a deep one. Sometimes you can't get into the really, really nice secluded places. There's plenty of options in the Stockholm archipelago for even deep boats, so not really worried there. It's a beautiful island, Björkskär, or set of islands anyway. It's just so peaceful out here, and yeah, you feel much more out to sea than inside.
I know that I haven't been who I was. I am supposed to be the one.
So last time we were on Björkskär, we were just moored just over there where that small powerboat is. Really nice secluded spot. It's very shallow in this end of the harbour. But also down here, there was like a bunch of snakes. Little green snakes.
Give me one more chance. I swear I'll try my best to always be there. And I want you to know that I'm lost without you. I'm not without you. I hope.
Tanya was just debating swimming back round, but it's a few hundred meters and it's 19 degrees. I mean, you could do it, but you'd be pretty cold by the time you get around there. And here's another boat coming in. The advantages with power boats, not very deep, easy to maneuver.
I've been so selfish and made you believe.
So honey, a little predicament here, don't we?
Yeah.
We're hanging quite heavily on this spring and on the front rope as well, and there's quite a strong wind coming from our beam. Well, ideally what we need is a rope that goes to the shore and then back to the boat so we can just slip it off. We don't need to be on shore when we leave, right?
Yeah.
But we've got all the long ropes out, and we need one big long rope, so we need to make one.
Are you sure that is not long enough to go in?
We can try, yeah. We're going to do some playing here and figure out a good plan for us to get out. There's a sailing boat just next to us as well, so I think they're leaving in a minute, so it would be easier if they go before us actually, but yeah. Tricky situations. After switching the bow rope out so that we could just slip that off, and then we took the spring off as well at the stern, we were almost ready to go. Of course, once you'd release the port rope on the front, the boat will naturally move back slightly, which causes Tanya a bit of a problem getting on the boat. So I just had to go back and put the boat in a touch of forward on the engine just to allow her to get on the boat, and then we could be on our way. We got a bit of a predicament that I don't quite yet know how to do. Get the main sheet out, or get the mainsail out and have it reefed straight away. Now the only way I can think about doing that in a really controlled way is either putting the winch in at the mast there and controlling it coming out, or actually controlling it with these two sheets. But I think all of the sail is going to come out because these sheets will slip, so let's try it and see what happens. We actually solved the problem of getting the mainsail out reefed and not all the way out and then reef in. When Tanya was getting out that line, the out haul, then I was controlling both the roll in and roll out with two hands at the time, so I can control the roller on the sail when it comes out, and then that way, you know, if you keep tension on those two blue lines on the roll in roll out, it stops it from just flying out with the mainsail. So that worked pretty well. It's a good practice for me to do, or us to do, to get out the mainsail with a reef in. We could have all the sail out. To be honest, it's about 7 knots of wind, probably about 12 knots apparent. We could have all the sail out, but it's quite comfortable like this. We're doing 5.5 knots, so that's okay. But great, learn something new every day. Leaving Björkskär behind now, over there. And then heading back into the archipelago again. Just in there. One of the only occasions where we actually see real waves. I mean, not real waves, very small waves still, but actually sea waves. Yeah, it's not very often that we rock around that much in Aurora, but it's nice to be out on the open sea.
What are you doing?
Day after burgers. Yay! It was a fantastic lunch. It just fell apart on me though. Doing 5.5 knots. Probably should be doing 6.5 due to the crap anti-fouling that we've got on the bottom of the boat, but yeah. It's really great. Sneaky rocks. Sneak up on you. These are on the chart, but you know, you really need to be really careful about these rocks that are in the middle of nowhere, basically. Can't really let your guard down for those. Got to look out for boats, rocks like that. Where you going as well? Yeah. Jesus, wind's really getting up now. Glad I put that reef in earlier. Here is a little bit of a challenge. Either got to go through here, or I have to go really close hauled and go all the way around it, but I think we can go through there, or we go around here, but then we're going to be close hauled going up there. I think this channel's looking like the best bet at the moment. See, there's lots of sneaking rocks around here. Here seems a much more cleaner passage through there, rather than dodging around this. check this out, guys. 7 knots, 6.9 on a beam reach going through the archipelago. Perfectly flat boat, pretty much. Yeah, 7 knots, not even trying. Great.
Yeah.
A bit more wind now, and we'd be doing like 8, maybe 9 knots. Coming into the next natural harbour, we do the usual thing of going in, checking out whether we can actually get in there or not, then backing out, preparing what we need to prepare, and going back in, and yeah, hopefully we make a successful anchoring. Of course, it's always great when someone's there to help. Sometimes people just sit on their boats and wait for you to fail. You don't see this happen very often, but yeah, it's great when someone's there to take your lines for you. Anchor champagne.
Anchor bubbles.
So this is a new place we got told about by Andy, a Brit who we met on Sec. No, not on Sec, in Sandhamn. And what's this place called?
Träskö.
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 Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's protected from a northeasterly wind today. But yeah, check this out. It's just no wind. Really warm. We just looked at the water temperature as well. And the water temperature is just below 22 degrees, I think, or 21 degrees. So
22.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer than Björkskär was. So looking forward to jumping in and having a little swim. But first we got to drink champagne. Get drunk and then go swimming. That's the way forward.
Get drunk. You ready?
Yeah, go on then. Things are going a bit better with this anchor dropping now, even with the manual system that we've got. We're getting it down to a good routine getting in, and it's just, I think you just need to be a bit louder in communicating or letting me know.
Yeah, and I don't like to shout in these natural harbours because people are here to relax and.
But you have to, honey. It's like if we crash the boat and it's because we can't communicate with each other, or we don't communicate with each other, then we need to.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking years old.
Just got to show the operation of the bow thruster or the heads. It's pretty cool to watch, actually. This place is really nice, actually. Just booked the sauna for 8 o'clock. Oh, we're a little bit late, 8 minutes late, but we've got it for the whole hour. That should be quite nice. So tranquil, this place. Until about 1 hour's time, when the mosquitoes all come out and they ravage us. But right now it's amazing. Really, really nice. Got a couple of beers, heading to the sauna. Again, sauna, that's what we do in Sweden, apparently. 2 toilets as well, really nicely built. Just met some more Brits. It's full of British, Sweden. But it's nice. Nice to meet new people, and literally every night we've been out, we've met a couple of new people here and there, you know? Great to have new conversations, just have a chat, have a beer together. It's really awesome. Look at that well. God, it's beautiful out here.
How very, very short life is.
What came out from my pockets?
2 beers. Great. Look at this. This is beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Let's go pick some firewood. Covered up a bit naked.
Yes, I am. Thank you. It's good that it's very dark in here and that we don't have any candles.
Yeah, look at it. This is a proper sauna this time. We're actually burning wood down there. Fire looks pretty stoked. Really great to get into a sauna and clean out your pores and whatever. I think this is the episode where I might need to do some blurring out.
Oh, this is so nice.
This is a great thing about Sweden. We have what's called allemansrätten here, where a lot of the islands you can just moor up on and go to. And there's no rules that you're not allowed to go to, because it's the Swedish national law that every man's right is to go over the land, basically, unless it's like really private property. And we've just heard that Finland don't exactly have the same rule, so when we go to Finland in a couple of weeks, we need to be a little bit more careful of where we land and where we go, because we can be thrown off the islands pretty quickly, apparently at gunpoint according to some people as well. So
I feel my whole body just... I think I can feel all my bloodstreams just after being so hot and getting into the water. Now I am gonna go back into the sauna.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see your bum.
I know.
I'm not looking at the view anymore. Little ducklings. There's some fellow Brits yesterday over there. They actually keep their boat here in Stockholm but live in the UK. They much prefer the cruising grounds of Scandinavia, so that's pretty cool to hear. Sailing again.
It's nice.
This is perfect sailing again. We have the wind abaft of the beam on the port side. It's perfect. We're doing 4.6, 5.5 knots around the islands, and we'll be in I don't know, 4 hours. It's the end of the week, but in a week's time then we go out for 2 weeks and we head over to Åland and maybe Finland, or definitely Finland as well. We've got to sort out these lifelines. I can see people have clearly been sitting on them in the last charter. We've been out all week and the fuel tank reading is still on 100%, so we haven't used much. But it stays on 100% for a lot, to be honest. I reckon the first 20 litres or something isn't counted, so... Alright guys, it's a race again. Things are extreme. We cannot let those sailing boats pass us. It's not going to happen. This involves constant sail trimming around the islands, but I think he's catching us up. Bad times, bad times. The race is not faring well. They've caught us up, but this is partly due to my own decision in choosing the in-mast furling system. I would have had a bigger sail area if we had the slab reefing system, but I love it. We're the lazy sailors. We love the ease of use. But given a bit more wind, I reckon we'd be on par with them. We just need a bit more of a blow and then we'd get going. But it's annoying, it's frustrating when you're getting overtaken, but there we go. Nothing to do. Yeah, they have much bigger sail area for the boat than we do. Yeah, there's 6 knots of true wind, but we need about 10 knots for it to really get flying and doing 7 or 8 knots. So this is more of a fair race now. We've got a very similar boat over there. I think it's a Veneto Oceanis 42 or 40. And we're beating them. Yes! Very, very, very slowly, but we're beating them. I'm beating one boat at least. The problem is with this boat is it doesn't get really moving until the wind's doing at least 6 knots. Once you get a good wind and a good breeze, then she'll start flying. But in light winds, she's pretty terrible, to be honest. She's a bit slow, but yeah, she could do with a bit more sail area in light winds. But there we go. There we go. Can you see that? Can you see that? We're going past them behind us. Yeah. Bye bye, Besitos. There's no excitement from the wife there at all.
There is. I'm just answering the charter company.
Okay. Almost into Vaxholm now, about half an hour, 40 minutes away. And we've met our Dutch friends that we met the other day. They're on this small sailing boat out here. It's pretty cool actually. They've made a bed in the middle of it, and they've driven up from France with that boat on the trailer and just exploring the archipelago for a few weeks. Nice. But the race is a bit on with this. The Bavaria behind me now. It cannot be overtaken by a Bavaria, but this one is a little bit faster. We'll let him go by, but not the Bavaria. Like, it cannot happen. Yes, this is me getting overtaken by a Bavaria. Not cool. No offense to Bavaria owners, but it's a very close competitor of Hansa. We'll have them. As soon as it starts blowing a bit, she's over, and we're doing 6 knots, 6.5. I'm getting it back. Honey, we need to win this.
Yes. I want my husband back.
This is exciting. I'm shaking. They were just crawling up on me for about a mile there because I've got a slightly bigger sail area, but now no. It's not going to help them.
You know that they are not racing you.
They are racing. Every sailor is racing. Canu, we've clawed it back on Bavaria, man.
I'm sorry, but we're not in front.
We are. No. We're like, give it a quarter of a mile and we'd be in front easily. So we just got stopped by the police because Tanja was looking a bit suspicious.
Hey. We got stopped because we were flying the British flag.
So they're doing a little border control and they thought we sailed from the UK, so we got boarded by the police. But yeah, it was okay. They were pretty nice. They asked us a couple of questions. Where we've been sailing, where we come from, have we been outside of Swedish international waters, or out of Swedish territorial waters rather. I'm surprised they didn't breathalyze me. They breathalyzed me every other time, but then I was speeding a little bit in the powerboat, so I can't really blame them.
We're definitely not speeding now.
No. End of holiday, Miskin.
Yeah, back to work.
Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making the video. Next time we'll be sailing across to Åland and Finland with Tanja's sister and a boyfriend, so if you haven't done already, click subscribe if you want to come along for that cruise. Speaking of the channel, we're up past 500 subscribers now, so I'm pretty amazed by that. So thanks for sticking with us, guys, and take care and have a good start to the week.